Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the reaction log. Whoa. Yeah, how you guys doing today? Doing alright? I guess I should talk about what we're gonna do in today's video. I got a special one today. Surprise, surprise, I know. Well, as you guys may know, I've been working on BWV 997 Fugue. It's the one that starts like this. You know it. Not that chord. I don't have it memorized. I haven't even begun to memorize it yet. And you know, while we're at it, why not try to find some professionals who have also learned it and just see kind of what they do. So, you know, I found this one guy, David Russell. He probably sucks, but let's see. I'm just kidding. David Russell's the man. This ain't his first time being featured on Sore Hands, and it won't be the last, I promise you that. Now, we reacted to a similar video to this one, but it was on BWV 996. So it's basically gonna be the same kind of video as that. We're gonna listen to David Russell talk. We're gonna watch him play. We're going to try to get some insights into how he's playing everything. I've been thinking a lot about like articulation. That's been my word of the week. So I'm probably gonna be focusing a lot on that. Now, I mean, just to get started, we have our boy in a room with a chair. It's a pretty nice chair, I gotta say. It's not like fancy or anything like that, but it is, well, actually, are those like talons? Like it's a bird carrying a ball? And he's got the footstool. I made a comment about the footstool last time. I've been using the footstool all the time, basically. And I haven't had any back issues, and maybe that's just because I don't practice for longer than like an hour at a time, because I am a dumb loser idiot who needs to practice more, obviously. Let's jump into it. What do you got for us, David? David Russell, Loot Suite number 2, BWV 997, J.S. Bach. And this is the Omni on Location Concerts from Historic Sites. Heck yeah.
Welcome.
Wow, look at this hole. Alright, let's get into it. I shouldn't be calling it that.
Monastery of São Martinho de Tibais in northern Portugal.
It's pronounced whatever.
Magnificent Baroque building. Play the Bach.
It's Baroque. They should fix it up. Okay.
To play the Bach Suite, BWV 997.
We had to go all the way here to play that? I've traveled all the way to this room in my apartment, and I'm gonna start working on BWV 997. David Russell's been playing guitar long enough. He ain't gonna play unless you fly him private to some freaking Baroque building out in Portugal somewhere. He's got to have that ambiance.
As the second.
He ain't playing anything unless he has that.
The monastery was founded in the late 11th century and later rebuilt between the 17th and 18th century. In 1567, the Mosteiro de Tibais became the mother house of the Benedictine order in Portugal and its then colony of Brazil. The interior of the church.
What classless person designed this interior? Oh my god. This is what I'd imagined the inside of a mansion would look like when I was a kid.
Extraordinary example of Rococo art with many gilded wood carvings.
One of these days, I'm gonna live in an apartment that looks like this. And no, I'm not gonna own a home that looks like this. It's just gonna be my apartment, and I will film my practice log. Now, honestly, it's all gonna be a dungeon. I kind of have plans, because I'm actually gonna be moving pretty soon. I want a room converted into a dungeon for practice. I just think that would be just baller, wouldn't it?
The monastery was a site of considerable artistic activity.
Who's that little fella? Hey man, I just have no respect for anything. On to it.
There was a workshop for woodcarvers, masons, sculptors, and other craftsmen.
Hey, that's a nice looking organ. Though, I like the other one from 996 more. It's more grand.
They had an enormous influence on the Baroque and Rococo art.
Oh my god. Wow, what a contrast.
Portugal and the overseas colonies.
Gotta have people on your organ.
Back to the monastery itself. Many walls are adorned with hand-painted tiles depicting scenes from the Bible.
What else are they gonna put on there? Depicting scenes from frickin', I don't know, some other book.
There are long corridors connecting the living quarters of the monks and the abbot.
Well, I'm noticing a lot of similarities between this place and the last one that we were at, but it's just more like woody about it. There's like more wood rather than stone. The other one was like a castle. Also, that painting isn't centered. Who is in charge of this? This place looks awful. Oh my god. Nobody here cares about visual art. Let's get to the music. I hate seeing art. Whenever I see art, it always pisses me off. I want to hear art.
The corridors lead us finally to the chapter hall, where the monks and the abbots would meet to make important decisions.
Please tell me what kind of decisions they make.
We immediately fell in love with the magical acoustics of this Baroque hall, so this is where we decided to...
You're not going to tell me what kind of decisions they made? I want to know what weird little monk haircut they're going to wear. Allocate resources, provide for needs of the community, and sometimes even advising secular leaders on political matters due to their perceived wisdom and learning. This sounds like this is what they told everybody, and they're actually not doing anything. Preserving knowledge, copying manuscripts, blah, 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 whatever. Alright, moving on.
The magical acoustics of this Baroque hall.
This place is dope. I'm gonna play my suite here.
So this is where we decided to record Bach's music.
Who's we, David? I know the guitar is an orchestra, but it's just you, right? Are there more of you? We'll get back to that.
The suite consists of 4 movements.
I feel like I'm being so annoying. Wait, there's only 4 movements? I thought there were 5 movements. Oh, the jig and the double are one. Huh, okay. Well, let's see how he explains it.
A powerful prelude.
Oh, God, it is so powerful. I love that prelude. Okay, yeah, the jig and double are... okay.
By a deep and weaving da capo fugue.
Yeah.
Then a tenderly beautiful saraband, finishing with a brilliant jig and double.
Oh, we're just going right on into it. Okay, first off, playing it with a capo, that's already scaring me. I don't know how that happened. Second, still haven't memorized your music, man. I mean, I don't even know what to say at this point. I'm just kidding. All right. Into the prelude. Oh, like in a different key entirely. I haven't looked at the prelude at all. I've only listened to it. Oh, okay. Well, that's going to be a little confusing. That's okay, though. That's okay. Wow. Okay, so, man, it is way high up there. Higher than any recording I've listened to. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, it must be related to lute, like, why you would do that. I don't really know anything about lute, to be honest. I don't know. It sounds a little, like, high-strung for my taste. Like, the guitar is such a deep, low instrument. Like, that's why I love those open keys so much. It almost feels like a different instrument with, like, the lowest notes being so high. And the high notes just being so high, too. All right, well, getting into it. So, again, I'm listening for, like, different articulation ideas, which I haven't heard anything like crazy yet, like other than it just being played in like a very clean, precise, and like clean way. But let's keep going. He's being very gentle with it too. I've heard some recordings of this, and I quite like when this prelude is played with a little more like aggression and attack. Oop, I need to get my laundry. Sorry, I'll be back. 1 second. Oh, my laundry wasn't even done, so I'm gonna have to go back at some point. Let me go ahead and start this off and say, like, I know what I said, like, I'm saying, like, oh, like, I don't like this way as much as, like, other ways I like it. When it comes to, like, Bach and, like, how to interpret Bach, I'm essentially an infant. Like, obviously, I'm able to, like, play the notes and stuff, but I, for the rest of my life, will be searching for how I actually want to interpret the stuff. So I change really quickly. And that's not to say that, like, I'm disagreeing with David Russell on anything at all, but I'm almost like a child who just, like, has an idea, and I'm also open to learning new things and, like, changing that idea, and I'll change it really fast. Because I had ideas, like, 2 weeks ago, and I, like, dismissed them entirely now just because I've, like, gathered more information. And that same thing is gonna happen with this. So, like, whatever I say now, like, it's just sort of my current idea. Feel free to post a comment if you completely disagree, especially if you feel that I don't even have all the information I need to make, like, a judgment about anything. Just post it, and I'll read it, and then that's, like, I've learned a lot from having this YouTube channel, just showing my reactions to things. But, you know, that's just where I am now, and I do have my ideas for, like, the suite already, and, like, what I want to bring out and what I like about it. If I disagree with God over here, it's no disrespect to him. It's just, I'm trying to figure this stuff out. I'm sure a lot of you are too. I'm sure some of you just already know everything though, and if you feel like you're one of those people, go ahead and post, and whatever. Have fun with that. He's doing something there that I really like, and I've been experimenting with the same thing. If you listen, those bass notes, he's not holding them out for the full duration. It's bum, bum, bum. While the high notes, they are like clearly legato and completely like da 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 da, like that bum, bum, bum. But they're this consistent little impulse. And for me to do something like that, like, you really have to be intentional and practice that sort of thing. So here, let's like listen to that again. Like, it even sounds like he's doing it on the open strings, too, which requires, like, intentional muting to get every bass note ringing out the same length. That's, like, not the full duration. And what I've been finding in my playing is that it just really tightens everything up. It gets really muddy if you get all these bass notes just always ringing out, like, full duration, especially if they're ringing out a little past their duration. If you have bass notes ringing out past their durations, like, by accident, in my opinion, like, if you don't even know what I'm talking about, like, you should maybe consider not playing this and, like, learning some, like, Carcassi etudes and, like, look at the bass note durations and actually find a way to cut them off and then apply it to this. Like, that is, like, the number one thing that makes you sound amateurish. Etudes are really helpful for that. Just go through any, like, scale etude with, like, bass line and find a way to make those bass notes, like, equal, or just, like, do something intentional with them at the very least. And if you are gonna have them ring out all crazy, at least, like, sit in it and know that you're doing that. That's the cool stuff. I really appreciate hearing that now. Yeah. It looks like he's like working in a rest stroke on the I've been thinking a lot about that stuff too. Like, I do that more in like the Morel Sonatina. I don't know. I probably sound like a real David Russell fanboy right now talking about the Morel Sonatina. I'm just trying to play all of his rep. Listen to that. The little, like, those notes are cut off really short. Bum. Do you hear those bass notes like bum, ba, bum, ba? Like, stuff like that I think is just so cool right now. Like, that's what people mean, or like Segovia means, guitar as an orchestra. It's when you actually contrast the voices like that, that's when things get really, really interesting. I feel like I've spent years just playing notes, and now all of a sudden, like, I'm really thinking about all this stuff, and it's just so exciting to, like, hear all that and sort of, like, work on it in my own playing. And that's the thing with the David Russell recording, too, because a year ago, I would have appreciated this recording, but I don't know if I would pick up on all that stuff and actually, like, think it's cool for the same reasons. Like, the first thing that's cool about it is just how precise it is. You cannot say anything about the precision of David Russell. Like, just from listening to this, it is so freaking precise. And I think precision honestly comes from, like, differentiating between the voices like that and getting good at, like, doing different effects on each voice. Because if you can at will control the articulation of one particular voice in, like, a piece like this, you have to just know how to play the notes at that point. Like, because now you're asking for, like, more control than even just playing them. Now you have to play them how you want them to sound and articulate them how you want them to sound. It's just a good way to learn the music really well. All right. Whoa, hey buddy, what the heck was that? Bro thinks he's playing a harpsichord. Yeah, man. Yeah, I would say like the only thing I'm kind of missing that I've been really enjoying is I feel like his most aggressively attacked note was kind of not that aggressively attacked. It was a very like mild-mannered prelude, which that is just the prelude. This like, you know, it's just warming us up for this fugue that's about to happen. Which this fugue, by the way, is, I've described it as this before, I'll say it again here. It is the greatest story that's ever been told. I love this fugue so much. Like, it reminds me of somebody telling me a story. Every detail they give me, it just gets crazier and crazier, and then, it's hard to explain, but I'll maybe try to explain it as we listen to it, but let's go ahead and jump into it. Hey, well, you know, of course, if you made it this far, be sure to subscribe, leave a like. Hey, want some guitar lessons? Guitar lessons, I offer those, pick up some merch at the store, all that stuff. This is an outro. Yeah, pretty fun. Part 1. Stick around for part 2. It'll be coming out either tomorrow or the next day. We're gonna be looking at the fugue of 997, and I'm actually gonna show you a couple of different versions of it. So that'll be fun. Alright, I know, does that sound like fun? Whoa, we're gonna be having a crazy day tomorrow, or the next day, or whenever it comes out. Okay, well, you know, hope you enjoyed all that, and I'll see you tomorrow.